I am doing this video this time from my bookstore. It is Twisted Oak Books in Mackinac City, Michigan. So if you ever are this way, please come and visit. I would be happy to say hi and help you with anything you need. But this is a little different video. So what I'm going to talk about is I'm actually going to talk about ghosts. So the reason why I'm talking about ghosts is not only is it a very focal point in my book, Bliss sees ghosts and talks to them and doesn't try and help them cross over, but does see them. But I have a spirit named Hugo that lives in my bookstore. He has not ever did anything as far as knock over shelves or anything like that. He's actually very friendly, but you can sense that somebody's watching you when you're in here. He mainly stays in back, but like I said, you can kind of feel him. And it's weird because I've never seen a picture of him, I've never seen him, but I know what he looks like. And I don't know how I know what his name is either, because I've researched this building several times, and I have not found anything in it that there was no murder, there's no death, there's nothing, even before it was the store. But I think it's pretty neat to have a companion like this in the store. Like I said, he's not vengeful or anything, so I don't really want to get rid of him. I like him. He's a talking point, as well as kind of just somebody to hang out with. But that's why I'm making this video. So I'm going to focus more on the area than anything else. I live in, my store is in Mackinac City. I've grown up here my whole entire life. And if anybody's ever heard of Mackinac Island, we are the mainland from that. And the Mackinac Island is actually most famous for the Grand Hotel. It is where the Somewhere in Time movie was shot, and there's a huge fan base for that, so I know that everybody's heard that. But what I'm going to talk about is actually the more spiritual side of Mackinac Island, because the entire island is actually pretty haunted. You can't find one spot on there that doesn't have a story. And that's really why I love the stories that I'm going to tell you, because I'm more interested in the history of it than I am the scary part, at least for me. But what I'm going to focus on today is called the Drowning Pool, and it is on the other side of the island, not the mainland, and it is it's a shallow pool, about 20 feet of water, so it's 20 feet deep. It doesn't look like it would be, to be honest, and I'll show pictures at the end of this. But what they used to do is when they accused somebody of witchcraft, unfortunately, remember that was a huge thing, but when they accused somebody of witchcraft, they would take the young woman usually down to the drowning pool, and they would have a piece of wood attached to a sinker down there, and they would tie her to this piece of wood, and they would basically seesaw her in and out of the water until she confessed to being a witch, in which case, if she did confess, she was ultimately hanged and burned. Makes sense, right? But if she wasn't a witch and she didn't confess, she drowned. So that's the backstory of it. I couldn't find a number of the women that were killed during this time, but they do say that at any given time you can actually hear women scream, especially at night, obviously, but you can hear women scream for help at this location. And there actually has been sightings of women that were in older clothing and by the river, or by the lake's edge, and really just bad energy. There was an instance where there was a young woman that went to the wading pool and got in it, and she said that she had felt somebody pull her down, And like I said, it is 20 feet of water, so you can drown in this pool, obviously. But she was luckily rescued. She was not by herself. But she did say that, and it is to the account this day, that she did say that there was something that actually grabbed her ankles and pulled her down. And I am a big believer in the spirit world. And I know that there are vengeful spirits out there that will never probably be at rest because they're the people that condemned them to that plane of being has passed on. But I do feel like it's worth sharing their stories because ultimately we are the ones that keep the legend going. And if you treat it with respect, I do believe that the spirits will treat you with respect, as I do with Hugo and anywhere else I go around this area. But I did want to share that with you. I know it was a short story this time. They will be a little bit lengthier at later date. But I didn't really have much going on for that. Because there's really no backstories as far as the women that were drowned. I really wish I could find some, but they don't have record of the names or anything like that. So the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get in touch with Mission Point and ask permission. Mission Point actually has a couple of them, ghost spirits. So I'm going to try and do that. But in the meantime, next week, remember, it is the Pickled Page Turner, so I will be having an alcoholic beverage, and I will make it in front of you this time, and I will be reading chapter 2 of Pricked. So please stay tuned, and thank you very much for following me, and please hit the subscribe button.